Welcome to TimeFrame Unveiled, where the roots of mighty empires come to life. Picture this, a rugged landscape in 13th century Anatolia, where a small band of nomadic warriors rises from the ashes of a crumbling empire to forge one of history's most enduring powers, a dominion that would span 3 continents for over 6 centuries. Today, we're diving into the founding of the Ottoman Empire, a journey through its humble beginnings, the dynamic forces of its genesis and expansion, the lives of the early Ottomans, and the ideological backbone of the Gazi Thesis that drove its rise. From the chaos of the Mongol invasions to the strategic conquests that shaped a dynasty, we'll uncover how this empire began to transform the medieval world. Hit that subscribe button and let's travel back to the late 1200s, a time when a new power was born amidst the ruins of the old. Chapter 1. The Genesis of a New Power. The Ottoman Empire's story starts in the late 13th century, a period of upheaval following the Mongol invasions that devastated the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum in Anatolia. After the Battle of Köse-Dağ in 1243, where the Mongols crushed the Seljuks, the once mighty empire fragmented into small Turkish principalities known as beyliks. Into this chaos stepped the Kai tribe, a minor Oghuz Turkish group led by Ertuğrul, a chieftain whose name echoes in legend. Historical accounts, like those from the 15th century chronicler Aşık Paşazade, suggest Ertuğrul arrived in Anatolia around 1230, seeking refuge from Mongol pressure. He allied with the Seljuk Sultan Alaeddin Kayqubad I, who granted him land near Söğüt, a rugged frontier town close to the Byzantine border, as a reward for his support against rivals. This strategic location, nestled between mountains and plains, became the cradle of Ottoman power, offering both defense and a launch pad for future raids. Ertuğrul's leadership was modest but pivotal. He united his tribe and established a base, dying around 1281 and leaving his son Osman I to inherit a fragile legacy. Osman, born around 1258, emerged as a leader in the 1290s, capitalizing on the weakening Byzantine Empire, which the Fourth Crusade and internal strife had battered. His early raids, starting with the capture of Karacahisar around 1299, marked the Ottoman rise. That year, Osman declared independence from the Seljuks, a bold move signaling the birth of a new dynasty. His charisma drew warriors with promises of land, loot, and spiritual merit, turning a tribal confederation into a burgeoning state. By his death in 1326, Osman had laid a foundation that would outlast empires, setting the stage for an extraordinary expansion. Chapter 2. The Early Ottomans, building a foundation. The early Ottomans under Osman I and his son Orhan were a formidable force, despite their humble origins. Osman's strategy was rooted in the frontier, raiding Byzantine territories to weaken their hold and attract followers. His victory at the Battle of Baphius in 1302 against a Byzantine army under Emperor Andronikos II Palaiologos was a turning point, showcasing his tactical skill and drawing more Turkish tribes to his cause. He captured key towns like Bilecik and Yenişehir, establishing a small but strategic domain. Osman's rule blended military aggression with diplomacy. He forged alliances with neighboring Turkish beys and even some Christian lords, like the Genoese, ensuring stability on his borders. His court at Söğüt grew into a hub of trade and governance, laying the administrative groundwork for an empire. Osman died in 1326 during the siege of Bursa, a testament to his relentless drive. His son Orhan took the reins, proving an even more visionary leader. Orhan captured Bursa that same year, transforming it into a thriving capital with mosques, markets and fortifications, a symbol of Ottoman ambition. He organized his forces into a disciplined army, introducing the Janissary Corps, initially a small elite guard that would later become a cornerstone of Ottoman military might through the Devshirme system of recruiting Christian youths. Orhan's campaigns expanded the empire westward. By 1331, he took Iznik, a former Byzantine stronghold, and by 1337, Izmit fell, bringing the Ottomans closer to Constantinople. His reign also saw the minting of the first Ottoman coins, a sign of economic independence. These early Ottomans turned a tribal alliance into a state with the potential to dominate the region, blending martial prowess with cultural integration. Chapter 3. The genesis and expansion, conquest and strategy. The Ottoman Empire's early expansion was a masterclass in conquest and consolidation. Under Orhan, the empire grew from a regional power to a significant threat to Byzantium. His son, Suleiman Pasha, crossed into Europe in 1345, capturing Tsimpe near Gallipoli, marking the Ottomans' first European foothold and opening the door to the Balkans. This move was strategic. Control of the Dardanelles gave them leverage over trade routes. Orhan's successor, Murad I, who reigned from 1362 to 1389, accelerated this expansion. He captured Adrianople in 1361, renaming it Edirne and making it the new capital, a bold step that positioned the Ottomans as a European power. Murad's reign saw the incorporation of diverse populations, Turks, Greeks and Serbs, into his administration, a policy of inclusion that strengthened his rule. The Battle of Kosovo in 1389 was a pivotal moment. Murad led his army against a coalition of Serbian and Bosnian forces, achieving a costly victory that solidified Ottoman control in the Balkans. Though he was assassinated by a Serbian noble during the battle, a dramatic end to his reign. His son, Bayezid I, dubbed Thunderbolt for his speed, expanded further, besieging Constantinople in 1394 and crushing a Crusader army at Nicopolis in 1396, a victory that stunned Europe. Bayezid's campaigns relied on a mix of heavy cavalry and infantry, supported by a growing artillery corps, showcasing military innovation. The Ottomans' expansion wasn't just territorial, it was cultural, as they adopted Byzantine administrative practices and Islamic legal codes, creating a hybrid state. This period of growth set the stage for their eventual dominance, driven by a powerful ideology we'll explore next. Chapter 4. The Gazi Thesis. Holy Warriors on the Frontier. The Gazi Thesis provides a key to understanding the Ottoman rise. Proposed by historian Paul Wittek in the 20th century, this theory posits that the Ottoman Empire's early success stemmed from the Gazi ideal, a religious and martial ethos where warriors, known as Ghazis, fought to spread Islam and defend the frontier against infidels, particularly the Byzantine Empire. Osman I positioned himself as a Ghazi leader, rallying his tribesmen with promises of spiritual reward in paradise and material gains from conquest. This ideology wasn't just rhetoric, it shaped their military campaigns, turning raids into a holy mission. Chronicles like those of Ashik Pashazadeh describe Osman receiving a divine vision, legitimizing his rule as a Ghazi warrior chosen by Allah. Under Orhan and Murad Fafeh, the Ghazi spirit fueled their European incursions. They portrayed themselves as defenders of Islam against a decaying Christian empire, attracting warriors from across Anatolia and beyond. Murad's conquest of Adrianople, for instance, was framed as a liberation of Muslim lands, boosting morale. The thesis also highlights the Ottomans' frontier society. Saut and Bursa were melting pots of Turkish nomads, Sufi dervishes, and converted Christians, united by this shared purpose. However, some scholars, like Rudy Paul Lindner, argue the Gazi thesis oversimplifies the story, pointing to pragmatic alliances with Christians and economic motives like trade routes. Still, the Gazi ethos united diverse groups, turning a small principality into a rising empire. a legacy that would evolve into a broader imperial mission under later sultans. Chapter 5. A legacy forged in the early years. The founding period of the Ottoman Empire laid a rock-solid foundation for its centuries-long dominance. By 1402, when Bayezid I faced defeat by Timur at the Battle of Ankara, the empire spanned much of Anatolia and parts of the Balkans, a remarkable achievement in just over a century. This early era established critical institutions, a flexible military structure with the Janissaries, a tax system based on land and conquest, and a governance model that integrated diverse cultures, Turks, Greeks, Jews, and Armenians, into a cohesive society. The Ottomans adopted Byzantine tax records, Persian administrative styles, and Islamic law, creating a unique blend that ensured stability. The empire's resilience was tested during the interregnum 1402-1413, a civil war among Bayezids, sons after his capture by Timur, but Mehmed Afron's victory restored unity, proving the dynasty's durability. This foundation enabled later sultans like Mehmed II, who conquered Constantinople in 1453, to expand the empire into a global power. The early Ottomans' adaptability, merging martial zeal with diplomatic skill, set them apart. Their legacy includes the Ottoman legal code, architectural marvels like the Hagia Sophia's conversion, and a multicultural society that influenced the modern Middle East, Eastern Europe, and North Africa. From these humble beginnings, the Ottoman Empire would rise to challenge the world's greatest powers, a story we'll continue to explore in future episodes. Closing, the dawn of a dynasty. The founding of the Ottoman Empire is a story of resilience, ambition, and transformation. From a small tribe under Ertugrul to a rising power under Osman, Orhan, Murad, and Bayezid, driven by the Gazi spirit. Its genesis and early expansion forged a dynasty that would shape history for over 600 years, leaving a legacy that still echoes in 2025. Thanks for joining me on this journey with TimeFrame Unveiled. If this tale of empire building inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We've got more history to uncover together. What captivates you most about the Ottoman Empire's origins? Drop a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video on TimeFrame Unveiled.